right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Pleasant temperatures again on Sunday. Spotty rain chances early, and then it's hot and humid for the rest of the week.
Getting through this together. How St. Louis County is helping neighbors recover from this week's flooding. A teenage boy killed in a deadly hit and run in South St. Louis. Tonight, we're learning more about the victim.
I woke up furious because it could have been a preventable situation.
A business owner sounds off, calling for changes in the area. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Brent Solomon. Developing right now, a community grieving over the loss of a 17-year-old struck and killed overnight. Just hours ago, we learned Matthew Nicolai was a rising senior at CBC. A driver hit him and kept going near Ted Drew's in South City. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has been on that scene all day long. She's live now. Mercedes, what are you learning?
Brent, just this afternoon, actually, CBC High School posted on Twitter about the loss of their beloved student. We learned that Michael Nicolai was a part of several successful robotics teams and a part of the CBC STEM Academy. Now, while this is obviously impacting those who knew the 17-year-old well, it's also actually hitting this community in South City pretty hard, since this isn't the first time tragedies happened.
If we don't make changes now, more accidents will happen.
Tiffany Harmon woke up furious and sad on Saturday morning, hearing about another life lost along Chippewa Street.
I assumed that after the first tragedy that we saw this summer that there would be some responsibility on the city to make some changes, and unfortunately haven't seen those changes happen.
Back in May, a 77-year-old man was hit and killed by a car in the 6700th block of Chippewa Street. Now, nearly 3 months later, almost an identical situation happened again.
We were actually driving home when we saw all of the first responders. We live about a block away from where the incident happened.
Police say 17-year-old Matthew Nicolai was struck and killed around 8 o'clock on Friday night. Nicolai was walking from the Enterprise Bank and Trust parking lot towards Ted Drew's when a pickup truck hit the teenager and then fled the scene. Harmon has lived in South City for 14 years and owns a business along Hampton Avenue. She says accidents are a reoccurring problem.
People are really flying down these streets. They're flying down the main thoroughfares like Hampton and Chippewa and Watson.
But it's not just the speed. Harmon believes distracted driving is also to blame, which is why many want to see a crosswalk on Chippewa and barriers that would prevent cars from coming up on the sidewalk where people are standing.
It's going to take a lot of things to work together to make sure that this is not a problem anymore, and we can only hope from this situation that people will look up from their phones, the city will make some changes and keep their patrons safe.
CBC High said their chapel will be open tomorrow from 3 to 5 for anyone that wants to gather together and pray. Now, police don't have a lot of details about that pickup truck that hit Nicolai, so you're encouraged to call them if you have any information at all. Live in St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
All right, Mercedes, thanks. Tonight, the union representing 2,500 Boeing workers in St. Louis took a new step to come to a mediation with the company. Wednesday, the union will vote on a modified contract offer, temporarily suspending a strike that was planned for Monday. A Boeing spokesperson says this new offer directly addresses the issues that employees raised. Boeing hopes members will vote yes to approve that offer. Tonight, President Biden has tested positive for COVID for a second time. The president's doctor says it is likely a rebound case from taking the antiviral medication Plaxivit. Biden is not experiencing any symptoms right now. He will continue isolating until he tests negative. Well, temperatures have cooled down after this week's rainfall, and we got a break from the rain today. Meteorologist Jim Castillo here with a look at the forecast. Hey there, Jim.
Yeah, hi, Brent. So we've had really spotty rain, and only in our southern counties, none again around the metro. So we'll take this nice break that we're seeing and we'll zoom in. That heaviest rain has been right around southern Missouri into Arkansas, and you can see a little bit of blue popping up. There was a speck right west of Farmington, and most of that in southern Reynolds County. Now, the current weather radar, the Doppler, is picking up a couple of really small, very light showers popping up right now, anywhere from Perry County, just north of Perryville, and also south of Mount Vernon in Jefferson County, Illinois. So over the next 24 hours. Again, very light amounts of rain, even a spotty shower possible in the metro, but less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. Coming up, we'll talk about some really high heat, big temperatures, and a lot of humidity.
Oh boy, high heat. All right, Jim, thank you. Well, the St. Louis County Health Department provided some much-needed relief for families struggling after this week's historic flood. Volunteers gathered at the St. Vincent Community Center this morning to give out supplies to families. 92 cars lined up for food, water, and shovels. The Health Department also partnering with the Red Cross.
Some of these people went through this twice this week. They're so grateful for what they get. Everything helps to get them back on the right track so they can live normal again.
There will be another giveaway tomorrow from 9 until 1. That's at the St. Louis Galleria. St. Louis City is actually partnering with the Urban League to help people impacted by those floods, and they could use your help. The Urban League is accepting donations right now, and the biggest needs are food, water, dehumidifiers, clothes, toiletries, and cleaning supplies.
We are working hard. This will be an around-the-clock effort. We are standing with the neighborhood churches in some of our more hardest-hit neighborhoods. Churches are looking to become hubs where food can be distributed in the upcoming days and weeks.
Now, donations are accepted at the Urban League's location on Kings Highway. That's Monday through Friday from 9 until 5. And there are mobile command centers around the city to help families. Those are in Ellendale on McCausland, Kingsway West at Ashland and Norwood, and the Walnut Park West neighborhood. That's on West Florissant. If you are looking for resources or you'd like to help those affected by the flood, text the word HELP to 314-425-5355.
Is oil from U.S. reserves being sold and sent to other countries? Our National Verify team is on the case. Plus, our I-team sitting down with the paramedic who was stabbed while working at a local hospital. Are hospitals doing enough to protect their workers?
Hot and humid again by Monday. I'll tell you how long this stretch of heat will last, plus our next storm chances coming up.
With gas prices still weighing on everyone's minds, the supply and demand for oil could help lower them. Brandon Lewis from our National Verify team verifies whether oil from U.S. reserves are being sent and sold to other countries.
Dozens of Verify viewers reached out to us with questions about the U.S. releasing oil from its Strategic Petroleum Reserve. A Reuters article claims that at least 5 million barrels of that oil has ended up in other countries. And you asked us to find out if this really happened. So let's verify. Has oil from U.S. reserves been sent to other countries? Our sources are the Department of Energy, Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy, Ed Hers, a University of Houston Energy Fellow, and Hugh Daigle with the University of Texas at Austin. When the U.S. releases oil from its reserves, it doesn't automatically go to American refineries. Instead, the DOE puts barrels up for sale in a global auction. The idea is the more oil available for sale, the lower the demand and price. During the last auction on June 14th, the U.S. sold about 40 million barrels, including some that were bought by subsidiaries of companies run by foreign countries, including China, Norway, and Saudi Arabia. Hers tells Verify some of the winning buyers sent oil from the reserve overseas. Daigle points to a report from trade analytics firm Kepler that he says estimated 5 million barrels of oil sold at the June auction went abroad. So, yes, oil from U.S. reserves has been sent to other countries. The auction winners are legally allowed to do whatever they want with the oil they buy, like process it at American refineries or ship it overseas. The U.S. used to ban exporting crude oil worldwide, but in 2015, Congress lifted the ban after crude oil production nearly doubled during the previous 6 years. Since then, Presidents Obama, Trump, and Biden have all sold crude oil from the nation's reserves to the global market. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
And what would you like for us to verify? You can reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, or email verify@ksdk.com.
And Brent, our weather has been nice and quiet this weekend. A lot of clouds around. Yes, some spot showers still possible tonight from the metro southward and mainly south, but lows in the 60s. We'll talk about the rest of the week coming up. It's going to be a hot one.
Tonight, our exclusive interview with a local paramedic who was stabbed while working at a hospital. Our I-team uncovered new emails and records following the attack, prompting the question, are hospitals doing enough to protect workers? Paula Vasan investigates.
One of the two healthcare workers injured in a stabbing at SSM Health DePaul Hospital is sharing her experience. She says for too long she's begged management for more security. And for too long, she says it fell on deaf ears.
Kayla McMahon, an SSM Health paramedic, was sitting at the triage desk in the emergency department when she says a patient came in with a butcher knife. Out of nowhere, that patient stabbed her in the head and back. She saw her friend stabbed in the neck. For years, McMahon says she and her colleagues have been begging management for metal detectors and more security officers. They've witnessed attacks by patients getting worse.
I've called security, my own security office in my own hospital, and been put on hold while I'm dealing with a screaming patient in the background because there's not enough security guards. I mean, we've told DePaul, we've told SSM that we've needed safety. We've told them numerous times. And they wrote back, well, we're looking into funding.
We've been asking SSM Health for an on-camera interview since the stabbing here. After more than 2 weeks, they agreed.
Can SSM Health be doing more to make sure employees are safe?
Unfortunately, there's no such thing as perfect security. But that isn't meant to say, like, you know, there aren't things that we could be doing, because there are. And I think that we're acting on those.
Since the stabbing on July 11th, Dr. Alexander Garza says the hospital system has hired more security officers, added metal detectors, and enforced more training.
McMahon believes those efforts are too little too late. She's now preparing to file a lawsuit, alleging violence against staff has increased and not enough was done to protect them. A spokesperson with SSM Health says they can't comment on pending litigation.
Paula Vasan reporting. Missouri voters are heading to the polls on Tuesday, and we've made it easy to learn more about the candidates through our 5 on Your Side Voters Guide. You can also find your polling place and see a sample ballot. Just go to ksdk.com/guide. We also want to invite you to join us next Tuesday night for our Missouri primary coverage. We'll be live on the 5+ app as soon as the polls close. You can download it for free on your Roku or Fire TV. Well, someone in Illinois woke up a mega millionaire today after last night's drawing. The winning ticket purchased at a speedway in a suburb of Chicago. The retailer will also walk away with $500,000 in cash. The winning numbers were 67, 45, 57, 36, 13, and 14. Well, today was a pretty good day for visitors at the St. Louis Zoo. They got to learn about sustainability. Today, the Missouri Botanical Garden held a Green Living Festival at the zoo. Visitors learned about smart energy, efficient options, solar panels, naturescaping, and more. The Green Living Festival will have other events this summer as part of its Summer of Sustainability. Time now to get a check on your weekend forecast. Jim Castillo standing by with that. Jim.
Yeah, after our Tuesday and then Wednesday and also Thursday, incredible rainfall throughout the area. We had a nice break Friday, Brent, and also Friday night, and now Saturday looking great for most of us. Now the problem is the heat's coming, and then you know what happens when we have the heat and humidity. When a front comes in, a chance of showers and storms, even one of them Monday night. So we'll have to watch to see if we get any thunderstorm development late Monday. But 84 degrees for that high today, 67 for the low, 90 and 71 are the averages, and no rainfall today. We like to see that. We need a break, and we did get one. 76 degrees, feels like 76. That humidity is 64%. That's going up. I've noticed the dew point going up too, and it gets closer to 70, which it will. Tomorrow and also all of next week, it's going to feel really steamy around here again. So enjoy the 60s for lows tonight. Spotty rain out there. But that really heavy rain is down to the south. That stationary front that was around us has sagged all the way down into southern Arkansas. Unfortunately for our friends in Kentucky, that is a brand new flash flood watch. Let's zoom in there, and it goes into effect tomorrow morning. So south of really Cincinnati, Louisville, and then we'll zoom in a little bit more where they've had that really incredible flooding. Stanton to Jackson to Hazard, Kentucky, so that they're going to watch for flooding again tomorrow into tomorrow night. Now for us, it is cloud cover. Some spotty showers have been popping up in our southern counties, but really just light stuff. We might see an isolated thunder shower late tonight, but Perryville to Chester to DuQuoin and also south of Mount Vernon. Other than that, Monday night, so Monday's high in the mid 90s and it's humid. Then we have this front coming in, and now some of the models are indicating a little bit of thunderstorm activity. So let's go through the futurecast. So after midnight tonight, it's still cloudy. Can't rule out a spotty shower, but shouldn't be a big issue. And then our southern counties, Sparta, also to Mount Vernon, might see an isolated shower or thunderstorm out there. And then as we head into Monday, most of it dry. Then you just see that as that front comes in here, especially our Illinois counties, that chance of seeing an isolated thunderstorm or at least a cluster of them. So we'll watch for that. Then it's hot and humid. High temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. We should stay below 100, but the heat indices as high as 105 to maybe 110. And that's all week long with better storm chances on Thursday of this week.
All right, so no question, things are heating back up.
Yep, all week.
Yeah. All right, Jim, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Well, Ahmad joins us with sports.
Well, we wish the Cardinals were heating up like this forecast, but I
Right?
tell you,
Yeah.
it's not going like that. They may have played one of the MLB's worst teams tonight, but things surely didn't go their way. We look at what happened and when help may be on the way. Entering today's game, the Washington Nationals had a record of 34-67. Let that sink in. They ranked dead last in the National League East. No wonder Juan Soto turned down $400+ million. But with all that being said, it somehow managed to be a tight contest up in D.C. And it doesn't look like the Cardinals will acquire a big pitcher, so offense will have to pick up the slack. Nolan Arenado says no problem. A no-doubter. His 19th blast of the season. Now, in the month of July, the Cardinals are winless when Dakota Hudson pitches. And well, I hate to say it, but this pitch right here won't help. Victor Robles taking him deep. 4 innings, 2 earned for Hudson on the night. Now back to the offensive side of things. Paul DeJong was slumping earlier in the season, and the Cards sent him down to Memphis. He returned to the lineup today and probably said, "You missed me, huh?" A 2-run shot for DeJong, but the Cardinals, well, they had a 1-run lead in the 7th inning. That's when Josh Bell got a hold of a pitch, and it wasn't staying inside the park. 3-run shot. They go up by 1. They win by 1. Final score 7-6. To make matters worse, the #1 team in the Central, Milwaukee, on the road at Boston today. Top first with a runner on third. Rowdy Tellez cues one inside the bag and down the left field line off Nick Pivetta for the RBI single. 1-0 Brew Crew. Top second now, still same score. Omar Narvaez takes Nick Pivetta deep to right center for the solo home run. The Brewers will go on to win 9-4 and move 3.5 games in front of the Cardinals in the Central. Good news now, though. The Godfather is expected to return to St. Louis next week when the Cards play their rival Cubs. After one more start in Memphis this weekend, tonight and 2 at-bats, Yadi drew a walk and single. Also, the Cardinals made a trade today, but it was nowhere near close to what fans had in mind. They sent away shortstop Edmundo Sosa to Philadelphia for left-handed reliever Jojo Romero. Romero has a 7.89 earned run average in just over 21 innings of work in his career. Now, the options on the market were already slim for a starting pitcher before the trade deadline Tuesday, and after today, they got slimmer. All-star pitcher Luis Castillo was traded to Seattle, and highly touted Oakland A's starter Frankie Montas is reportedly in talks with the Yankees. What it could mean is the Cardinals are targeting someone who wouldn't be an ace but could plug a hole in the rotation. Only time will tell. David Perron has departed to Detroit, which leaves a 57-point hole in the Blues lineup. This week, Blues radio announcer Chris Kerber told us he doesn't believe the Blues are looking to trade or acquire any more pieces to make up for that gap. One piece the Blues should be unwilling to let go of is Captain Ryan O'Reilly, who's slated to be an unrestricted free agent next season. Captain O'Reilly says his wish is to remain a Blue.
you know, it's been a very busy offseason and such, but yeah, I think we're kind of slowly trying to work towards something, but yeah, still got a lot of time here, so yeah, there's nothing urgent coming through any day soon.
Yeah, we want to see him stick around. Now let's take a look at the beautiful course at Detroit Golf Club, host of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. With the third round underway, it was a battle. Tony Finau, 10th hole, second shot, solid backspin on the approach shot, setting up a birdie putt to take sole possession of the lead. Finau leading 19 under. Taylor Pendrith, 18th hole, and he lays it up on the green to set up another birdie. He sinked the birdie to move into a tie for the lead. Pendrith finished 21 under, but Tony Finau, a chance for birdie at the 18th for the lead, and he misses, settling for a par and tie for the lead. Finau finished 21 under on the day. Now be sure to join us Sunday night at 10:30 following the newscast for Sports Plus. We're joined by golf legend Lee Trevino. Plus, we take a trip to Columbia, Missouri to check out those Tigers and see what they have in store. Hopefully, Luther Burden III can make a big splash for the wide receiver corps. Sham and I grab Brady Cook playing quarterback and a whole lot more from the East St. Louis pipeline. So I know Jim is keeping close tabs on the Tigers because we want to see them do well this year, right?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
time.
tomorrow night. Then.
Yeah,
All
tomorrow
right.
night, 10:30.
Very good. Excited about that. Well, thanks so much for the company, my friends. That's all at 10. Have a great night.